inside and out. And I've seen it too many times to count. I've seen it too many times to count. People don't want the shit that they can afford. They want the stuff that looks good on the outside. They can then go out and lease furniture to put inside the house and create another monthly bill, right, to impress people that really don't give a shit about them. That's the reality. That's the reality. Somebody said these houses are money pits. Absolutely. Don't live in a place like Chicago. The property taxes in Chicago are crazy, and they keep going up. The property taxes in the south suburbs of Chicago or any suburb of the city, ridiculous. You got folks paying 10 racks a year in property taxes. You understand me? To send their kids to a subpar school to get a subpar education. That's what's going on. So you can't tell me that under those specific set of circumstances that everybody needs to be a homeowner. I call bullshit on that. I call bullshit on that. Right? If you guys are just joining, I'm your host, Danielle Pierce, coming to you live on flyingtobequeen.com, the network for melanated women like you. You guys, please like, subscribe, share the video. I said a few minutes ago, y'all be going in when we talking about these celebrities, when we talking about bullshit, when we talking about R. Kelly and how he likes to mess with young girls. Y'all be going off when we talking about that. So now that we're talking about this and we're about to get into these tax lien results that I went to from the sale I went to today, and I'm going to talk about that, I need you to share this video. Like, subscribe, share the video. All right? Absolutely. Now, going back to the requirements to even buy a house, we're locked out of a lot of in that regard too. You need W-2s, you need bank statements, you need a down payment, you need earnest money deposit, and don't be self-employed like I am. Oh my God, 12 months bank statements, 12 months bank statements, 3 years tax returns. We want to make sure that you ain't going nowhere. Whereas if I had a regular job, I can just show you 2 pay stubs, but I got to go through and show you 12 months of bank statements. Are you kidding me right now? All right, so don't even think about being self-employed and getting a house. Like, it is ridiculous. But again, most of us, I should say collectively, the mindset is that people want the shit that they cannot afford. I remember going out on showings with people, and they wouldn't even get pre-approved, or they'll be pre-approved for one amount, but they want to go see the houses that's 2 and 3 times that amount, talking about the Lord gonna provide. The Lord gonna make a way. I have faith that this is going to happen. I'm just like, well, shit, I don't have that level of faith. I know that if you don't close, all this work we're doing is for nothing. As a broker, if you don't close, you don't get nothing. You don't get paid. So at the end of the day, when you're talking to people who are approved for $100,000 and want to see $300,000 houses, like you see the problem firsthand. You see it up close and personal. People want houses that look good, that they can stun in, that they can brag about, that they can talk about. If their kids bought the house, they can say, oh, my son just bought this house. My son just did this. My daughter live in, this exclusive suburb or subdivision. Like, that's what we're doing. And it is killing us. Do you understand me? It is so detrimental. We haven't even recovered from the the last housing recession. And another one is coming. Another one is coming. But we haven't even recovered from the last one. I did a video about NACA. So you guys go back and watch that video. I think it's on Facebook or YouTube. But NACA, real quickly, I'll cover that program. Great program. No down payment, no closing costs, fixed interest rate. It's a low interest rate. It's not credit score driven. It has like literally the perfect package. But of course, it takes a very long time to get through that process. So if I were in the market to buy a house again, which I'm not, at least not a house for me to live in, I would consider a program like that. So tell, your friends, your cousins, the other people that tell them to look into the NACA program. Yes, it's stressful. Yes, it's slow. Yes, they lose shit and it's going to be stressful, but it's like, you don't have to bring no money to the table. So do you want to bring money to the table, or do you want to shut up and go through this program and not bring any money to the table? All right. So again, that's NACA, NACA.org, I think is what it is. But again, that's not your house. If you have a loan on that property, that is not your property. That's not your property. Okay? That property belongs to the bank. You miss 3 payments, they're going to show you real quickly who that property belongs to. And my friends, it is not you. It is the lender. Okay? And again, I've been through the process. I know it inside and out. I've been through foreclosure, been through a short sale, and yes, that's not your property. Again, we haven't recovered from the crash of 2008. And then there's so much research coming out. They talk about how black neighborhoods the properties are valued less than the counterpart white neighborhood. So you have an all black community, the houses are immediately worth less money. So we talk about this whole building wealth thing and using your house as a vehicle to create wealth. It's not really, it's not really out there. It's not really out there. The values in the neighborhoods are lower compared to white neighborhoods, which I just mentioned. We talked about that. And so you got to wonder, like, and then if we go back and we talk about redlining. Yes, the redlining is technically illegal now. Technically it's illegal, but it still happens. Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo, they all have been in trouble recently for doing the same shit that they've been doing for, hundreds of years. Right? Hundreds of years they've been doing the same thing. And if you look at the redlining maps from years ago before it was outlawed, the same areas that are exclusively black where they don't make loans is the same as it is in 2019. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's literally the same. So on paper, it's illegal. They can't come out and say, well, this is not a neighborhood for black folks, or this is not, a neighborhood that we think you belong in. But it still happens. It still happens. Somebody said most Americans don't own shit. We lease, rent, and finance. I could not have said it better. I could not have said it better. We get caught in this monthly payment trap, this low monthly payment trap. And before you know it, you done collected 20 bills that's cheap, right? Like individually, but when you add them all up, you got a whole bunch of debt that you have to pay. And a lot of us are never going to get out of that trap. Like a house under the wrong circumstances is a debt trap. It is a debt trap. You have to be in the right community. You know what I'm saying? You have to have bought at the right price. You have to have bought the house that you can afford, not the house that requires you and your boyfriend or your significant other to both work and to both pay the mortgage. That's not a win. If both of y'all are working and none of y'all individually can afford the mortgage, you're not winning. And I'm telling you this because, again, I've been there. Like, I ain't telling you, as my mom would say, I ain't telling you what I heard, I'm telling you what I know. If both of y'all have to work to make ends meet, if anything happens, disability, somebody gets sick, cancer, like every damn body is getting cancer, some type of illness.